We no longer know where they stood. Their name has disappeared, and no modern place name preserves it. We will have to turn to the old cadastral maps to locate them. But we do know what happened there, because the notary went there himself. That detail matters. The admission deeds were not drawn up in his office. They were written in front of the leper house, on the road, near the hospital, before the chapel. The leper did not come to the notary. The notary went to the leper. Listen to those who arrived. May 1503. Martin Cortés, from the Diocese of Avignon. Admission fee, 6 florins. 1 month later, his sister Julienne joined him, paying 4.5 florins. September 1506. Jacques Houret, from near l'Argentière. 6 livres, 4 good bedsheets, and a promise to give 10 florins when the chapel was built. July 1513. Claudie Vergier, with her son and daughter, all 3 suffering from the disease. They came from Saint-Martin de Montselguet in the Vivarais, 9 livres. November 1517. Marguerite Alexandron, widow of a leper, from near Le Puy, 5 florins. She was given the upper room, known as the room by the staircase. December 1536. Jean Sicret and Jeanne Castagnet, a married couple from the Diocese of Cahors. June 1568. Isabeau Maucléa, from the Diocese of Viviers. You heard the places: Avignon, the Ardèche, the Velay, the Quercy. Of the 9 admissions for which we know the patient's origin, not one came from Vézénobre. Not one. That changes our image of the leper house completely. This was not simply a place where a community isolated its own sick. It was a regional institution, charging admission and receiving patients from surprisingly distant areas, and receiving them for life. The deeds specify that they were admitted for the duration of their lives, with the customary benefits and revenues attached to their place. And there was a community inside. In 1568, Isabeau's admission required the consent of Jean Montet, described as one of the poor of the leper house. Those already living there had a say. Another resident, André Colombe, gave power of attorney to Pierre Solier, himself a leper, to recover 5 florins owed by his brother. These people still had business, debts to collect, property, and rights. When Isabeau died, the deed specified that her possessions would pass to the poor of the house. These people had names, they paid admission fees, they had rooms, and a notary came all the way to them to write it down. It is very little, and yet it is infinitely more than we know about most of the people who lived in that century.